हेलो एंड गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू बियॉन्ड द बाउंड्री। आप देख रहे हैं टीओआई स्पोर्ट्स पर हमारी ये पेशकश और इट्स गोइंग टू बी अनदर फैसिनेटिंग वीक इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ क्रिकेट एंड especially in the world of Indian cricket. We are 1-0 down in a very important test series. There will be talks about IPL retention. 31st October की deadline pass आ रही है. But of course, today we will be discussing India's loss against New Zealand. और हमने काफी discussions भी की थी on Friday. A lot happened on Saturday and Sunday, which were the days 4 and 5 of the first test match. So without wasting any time, let's bring on our panelists and let's get the discussion underway. और आप भी अपने comments जरूर हमें भेजिए और जितने comments हम ले सकेंगे हम जरूर लेंगे because we want you to be a part of this conversation. So let's bring on our panelists. As always, we have ace reporters and editors from Times of India. We have Gaurav Gupta, Manuja Virappa, who was at the test match, and of course Sahil Malhotra. Warm welcome to all of you. How are you guys doing?
Oh, thank you for having us on the show once again, Chetan. It's been we've been doing fine. I've been very busy with the Ranji Trophy. I'm sure Manuja was
Yeah.
very busy with the Test match. So yeah, I mean the match just got over
Yes.
today, and there was a bombshell by the that
I was busy reading the two of you. So all of us are busy.
I hope you were watching my commentary also. I was busy doing commentary for Himachal versus Rajasthan in Dharamshala.
Yes.
दीपक चहर ने क्या स्पेल किया भाई, एक घंटे में उसने जो निकाला है 5 for 30 in 10 overs on the trot and 5 for 30 and then Rajasthan won by an innings.
No, Chetan, I don't want to digress from the topic, but more than Deepak Chair, yaar, Mayank Dagar finally getting a fifer. And nahi hai because the season is starting early, so he's finally getting to bowl overs and play Ranji Trophy games now. क्योंकि अब सर्दी नहीं है मैच में.
मयंक डागर की तो मैं क्या बात करूं, इट वाज अ फ्लैट ट्रैक यार. ही टुक 5 विकेट्स ऑन अ डे 1 पिच, on a day 1 pitch which was green top, जिस पे हिमाचल प्रदेश ने टॉस जीतकर पहले बॉलिंग किया. It was crazy to watch. He was bowling in the 11th over और उसने विकेट निकाला है, सेकंड विकेट भी लिया था. So it was crazy, and we already have a comment on Deepak Chahar. He's performing when auction is near, no surprise. Yes, we डिस्कस किया था कमेंट्री पे, हमारी कमेंट्री पे हमने ये डिस्कस किया था कि ठीक है, ऑक्शन और रिटेनिंग और राइट टू मैच और व्हाटएवर, मतलब ही हैज टू प्रूव हिज फिटनेस. सो हम यही डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि सीएसके में से कोई तो देख रहा होगा. But we'll talk about Ranji Trophy when the next round comes. We'll talk about we will have a lot of chat about it because a lot of players are putting up their names. Washington Sundar has been added. मैं कल से यही सोच रहा हूँ कि उसको एज अ बॉलर ऐड किया है या एज अ बैटर ऐड किया है, क्योंकि दिल्ली 150 रन मारा है. So be injured in the second half of Ranji कह रहे हैं प्रियांशु. आपको बता दूं उसने सिर्फ उसने ज्यादा ओवर नहीं किए थे सेकंड इनिंग्स में. He was already looking a bit down, but anyway we'll talk about Ranji in a couple of days when the next round comes in. But let's start with, क्योंकि आ गया है comment, KL Rahul should be dropped. That means we should talk about the test series. We'll talk about that. We'll take your comments. Let's get the scorecard on and see what happened. Of course, Sarfaraz Khan with a brilliant 150. Only the third player ever to score a duck and a 150 in the same test match for India. Let's talk about Sarfaraz. Manuja, you were there. Tell us, how is it watching Sarfaraz Khan in full flow? Of course, we've all seen him bat. Wonderful, but that was something special. A test 100, a maiden test 100 is something different. His celebration was magical. The partnership with Virat and then the partnership with Pant. Amazing partnership. Go ahead.
Funnily, I think I jinxed that partnership because it's not a T20 match. Let me start writing. So I actually started writing, will they pull off Lakshman and Dravid of Eden Gardens? And then the last ball, and I scrambled to start writing my copy again. But for me, I think that, we've seen some splendid innings from Sarfaraz, but this was a coming of age for two of those, Sarfaraz and Rachin Ravindra for that matter. It's the way he played, the way he paced his innings. It was like, flair with caution. He just timed the ball so well, and the fact that he didn't go into a shell, he attacked. I think that's it. Kind of caught the New Zealanders on the back foot. You expected, especially after Virat was out, when you had Pant and Sarfaraz. I think that was the absolute treat and highlight of the test match for me. Two very unconventional players. They don't know what it is to curtail their instincts. It's what Rohit Sharma very clearly said in the press conference thereafter. You can tell him what you want, but he'll go and play the way he wants to play. And if they're getting that kind of a freedom, I mean, Sarfaraz had a lot riding on this match. He came in only because of Shubman. Considering, I mean, look at the wealth of batting we have and what is at the disposal of the Indian team. Somebody who had just scored a double hundred in Irani Cup wasn't an automatic choice into the playing 11. Says nothing about his caliber. Says all about a team combination. That opportunity.
We'll touch on the we will touch on the team combination. You've talked about a couple of points. I'm sorry to interject. You talked about the partnership. Let's talk about the partnership. I agree with you. मुझे भी थोड़ी बहुत वो feeling आ रही थी. I was thinking modern day, T20 era Lakshman Dravid partnership. But again, I was still thinking, थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा hyperbole हो जाएगा. It's not New Zealand is not Australia of 2001. Let's be honest. Come on,
correct.
Right? That was Steve was Australia. And there are very few teams which dominated world cricket like Clive Lloyd's West Indies, and Steve was Australia. So from that perspective, thoda sa differentiation hai. But again, the situation of the game was such that you needed this pair to bat throughout the day, and it's wonderful to watch. And let me add, the future of Test cricket in India is so exciting, because there will be a time where Sarfaraz Khan will be automatic in the playing 11, and Rishabh Pant as it is an automatic in the playing 11, and we'll see a lot of them, batting together, partnerships, a lot of attacking cricket. So it really excites me as a fan. But let's
Chetan, that's one thing that stood out in Bangalore, where rain, everything. You had a minimum of 15 to 17,000 people coming in, and it was paisa vasool performance from these two.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Which is what I'm saying, that hum log baseball this, baseball that, we talk all of that, but the future of Test cricket in India is very exciting. If you prepare good batting wickets, good batting tracks, the likes of Sarfaraz and Rishabh and Shubman and Yashasvi Jaiswal, we are in for a good era of Test cricket coming up ahead. Even when Virat and Rohit say goodbye, I think the future of Test cricket will be safe. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the proverbial elephant in the room, and let's bring in Gaurav Gupta here. Gaurav, 46 all out, and then 77 wickets for some 70 odd runs or 60 odd runs.
54 runs.
Two collapses in the same Test match. Yeah, that is a bit of a worrying factor. Okay, let's not take away the brilliance of Sarfaraz and Pant and Virat Kohli in the second innings, but we had two major collapses in 2 innings.
Yeah, that's true. Two collapses and such, absolutely sort of unexplained collapses. It's worrying, no doubt about it. And I think much of the blame for these collapses lies with the middle order. I thought even Yashasvi's shot in the second innings after he was set, थोड़ा आगे बढ़ के जिस तरह से उन्होंने मारने की कोशिश करी, हालांकि वो उनका natural style है and more or less he pulls off that shot. But I thought that considering the situation of the match, थोड़ा सा Indian team ज़्यादा ही वो उसमें थी हरी में. I think ये पूरा एक जो बेसबॉल का एक वो कॉन्सेप्ट घुस गया है ना कि हम यही अप्रोच से खेलेंगे. थोड़ा सा यार कभी-कभी मैच बचाने के अप्रोच से भी खेलो. मैच जमा के देखो. I mean, Rohit and Rohit was already attacking, so perhaps Yashasvi could have taken the backseat to a bit and then seen himself in the middle, because ultimately the target was to give something to New Zealand that would be difficult and not just 100 odd runs that they ultimately chased down pretty easily. So जिसमें भी थोड़ी सी मुसीबत करी बुमराह ने उनके लिए, तो मेरे ख्याल से कोलैप्स बहुत वरिंग है. और केएल राहुल डेफिनेटली उनका जो स्पॉट है वो इस समय बहुत जबरदस्त डाउट में मेरे हिसाब से. Very attractive player to watch, lovely player to watch, but definitely I think twin failures and there is definitely pressure on him too, especially with the way Sarfaraz has been batting, and now that Shubman Gill will come back for the next test.
Okay. So we will talk about KL Rahul, because let me tell you, आज रात हम लोग यहाँ पे 3-4 घंटे रहने वाले हैं. जिस तरह से comments आ रहे हैं ना KL Rahul के लिए, we will try to take as many comments as possible. But before getting to KL Rahul, let's talk about this fact. आपने एक बहुत बड़ी बात की कि आप जायसवाल देखो, मतलब एक एंड पे अगर बैटिंग अच्छी चल रही है या स्कोरिंग अच्छी चल रही है, मे बी द अदर प्लेयर नीड्स टू बैट अकॉर्डिंगली, प्ले अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन. मनुजा डिड अ, कैन वी हैव दैट कमेंट फ्रॉम रोहित शर्मा अबाउट ऋषभ पंत बैटिंग? मनुजा, आपने स्टोरी की थी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जब ही सेड कि पंत को आप नहीं कह सकते कि कैसे बैटिंग करना है, उसको बस यही बोला कि, एंड आई कैन विजुअलाइज रोहित शर्मा ने ड्रेसिंग रूम में कैसे बोला होगा ऋषभ पंत को कि हाँ यार देख लेना यार, तू सिचुएशन थोड़ा देख लेना, यू नो, दैट काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग.
Yes.
I can't imitate Rohit Sharma, but well, that's how. भाई देख लेना तू ऐसे करके, something like that. My point is, क्या जो हमारे youngsters हैं, they are playing attacking cricket. It's fabulous to watch, but you need to maybe pull back a little. I think यशस्वी के बारे में कहीं से comment आया है, I can't recall that कि अभी पता हुआ खिलाड़ी नहीं है, अभी कच्चा खिलाड़ी है थोड़ा, you know, that he's too attacking and he just keeps on going for his strokes. Sarfaraz is attacking, Rishabh Pant थोड़ा सा सिचुएशन के अकॉर्डिंग. एंड यहाँ पर जी जो हमारे कोच हैं, जी आप हमारे भी कोच हैं, आप यहाँ पे भी बता दो कि जो इंडियन टीम के जी हैं, वो उनके लिए ये कितना बड़ा चैलेंज रहेगा कि आप इन यंगस्टर्स को उस हिसाब से डालो कि आप सिचुएशन के, आप अटैकिंग क्रिकेट खेलो लेकिन सिचुएशन के हिसाब से खेलो, बैसबॉल की तरह अंधाधुंध अटैकिंग मत खेलो.
यार आई थिंक डेफिनेटली, इनफैक्ट जीजी का मुझे लगता है कि स्टार्ट थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा नहीं हुआ है, बिकॉज श्रीलंका में हम हारे ओडीआई सीरीज. आई थिंक दैट वाज आल्सो आफ्टर नंबर ऑफ इयर्स, एंड देन वी लॉस्ट दिस टेस्ट मैच टू न्यूजीलैंड एट होम फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन 36 years. सो पीपल आर ऑलरेडी पॉइंटिंग आउट कि भाई गंभीर के अंडर आप नए नए जो रिकॉर्ड नहीं बनाने चाहिए वो बना रहे हैं आप. ठीक है, तो ये अप्रोच थोड़ा सा रिव्यू करना चाहिए डेफिनेटली इंडियन टीम को, दैट देयर इज नो नीड टू गो ऑल आउट अटैक एट ऑल टाइम्स. इट्स नॉट, इट्स, आई मीन इवन इंग्लैंड सफर्ड, यू नो, they lost 4-1 to India. And I very clearly remember their experts questioned it, you know, because the way Joe Root and Ben Duckett and the others, they were, when it comes off they look very good, and you know this thing, but sometimes थोड़ा मैच सिचुएशन के हिसाब से खेलना चाहिए. और ये मुझे लगा 2-3 शॉट देख के अपनी टीम की बैटिंग के कि शायद यार थोड़ा सा और टिक के और खेलते तो perhaps things would have been different, you know. Having said that, obviously the other factor was that the tail never worked. I mean, Ashwin and Jadeja जो अपना मैजिक करते हैं बैट के साथ में, वो फॉर अ चेंज वो नहीं कर पाए, you know. So I think थोड़ा सा वो भी bad luck रहा overall, but yeah, I think lots to ponder over in terms of batting, because two collapses, and especially day one collapse was horrible. I mean, I don't think India has ever batted so badly at home for a long time. So definitely deep something deep to ponder, especially when the ball is moving around. Their techniques need to.
Yeah, and I think वो थोड़ा सा हम लोग आजकल सोशल मीडिया का जमाना है ना, थोड़ा मीम्स वगैरह, मीम्स आर वेरी गुड. आई सॉ अ मीम की वो 36 ऑल आउट याद है, उसके बाद वी रीबाउंडेड एंड वी वन द बीजीटी. तो ये 46 ऑल आउट वाज कि अपने सिस्टम से आपने एक लो टोटल बाहर निकाल लिया, नाउ द टीम कैन रीबाउंड. But jokes apart, you know, it's a worrisome sign कि आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया जा रहे हैं, your batting is a little iffy. But Ravi Shankar का point लेते हैं यहाँ पे. Sahil, let's bring you in the conversation. You raised this very important point on Friday as well. Was India's playing 11 combination? Forget everything, forget the weather, क्योंकि हमने ये भी बात की थी कि टॉस के बाद the lights were switched on. It got really dark after the toss. Forget all of that. ये जब आपने पिच देखी तब आपने डिसाइड किया कि आपको थर्ड पेसर नहीं खिलाना है, आपको 3 स्पिनर खिलाने हैं, आपको ये बैटिंग लाइनअप खिलाना है. Your Shubman was not available, so you promoted Kohli to 3, etc. Was India's selection a bit of mistake here? What's your take?
No, I think Chetan, if I look back at those 5 days of cricket, whatever was possible because of rain, you were okay playing the 3 spinners, but I think you were not okay playing Mohammad Siraj over Akashdeep. Like Siraj has been blowing hot and cold far too often now, and that is not really helping. The amount of pressure which Bumrah kind of creates from the other end, Siraj just ends up releasing that in a couple of overs. And there are too many boundary balls there, yaar. It's not ideal. आप एसजी लाल बॉल से बॉल फेंक रहे हो यार, मतलब आप एक एंड पे बुमराह वहां पर सारा हार्डवर्क करता है, दूसरे एंड से सिराज विकेट मिल जाता है, ठीक है, यू गेट अ कपल ऑफ विकेट्स हियर एंड देयर, बट दैट पेनिट्रेशन व्हिच यू वांट फ्रॉम द अदर एंड, आई थिंक Akashdeep looked far more impressive than Siraj even when the three of them played together. So it's okay. I think now when I look back, the way the pitch was so dry, when the sun was completely out, Manuja was there, she probably had a better view than all of us. But I think when the wicket was that dry, you were okay playing 3 spinners, but I think you played the wrong quick. You should have played Akashdeep because वो थोड़ा मूवमेंट उसका ज्यादा exaggerated है than Siraj. सीम से भी कटता है उसका, हवा में भी कटता है. So I thought they were better off playing Akashdeep यार.
Okay, Manuja, your opinion on this? Did we get the playing, not the playing 11, bowling combination wrong? And what
I
do you
thought
make of Siraj? Just a second question, follow-up question. Siraj blowing hot and cold. Friday को मैंने भी ये कहा था कि his performances have not been consistent. He's performing like this. You know, he's not performing like this. So वो जो ग्राफ है वो ये जा रहा है, and that's, और ये जो up down हो रहा है ना, इसका variance बढ़ता जा रहा है. You know what I mean? So Siraj's performance and the fact that we might or we should have played Akashdeep over him. Your thoughts on this?
One, I'll just give you a little background. The preview day, what happened was washed out practice of both teams. They went indoors and all of that. Much later in the evening, Rohit came and had a look at the pitch. There was some, after he left, there was some brushing of the pitch that happened. So clearly, I felt he didn't factor in the moisture. The fact that the pitch was under covers for 3 days. So whatever you remove, the weather is not going to improve. You didn't need 3 spinners on that.
Okay,
that was one factor.
Yeah. I think that was very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is, why not Akashdeep? Siraj, like you pointed out, is blowing hot and cold. Even if you noticed yesterday, as much as you could have done something with the new ball. Okay, the ball was seaming. You had good conditions backing you, and I'm not saying why not go for a win. But I felt, especially after the first 3 overs that Siraj bowled, he undid everything Bumrah was doing. And throughout the season, Siraj has been doing that. I think Rohit keeps saying they're building a team for the future. In that context, why not Akash?
Yeah, absolutely. Or we will come to this question because there is a news report, and I think Manuja was perhaps also there when Shami, after the test match, was bowling on the center wicket. He had a long session here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Siraj, my point of view on this is कि आकाशदीप आप शायद खिलाएंगे. ये हमने पहले भी डिस्कशन किया है प्री सीरीज दैट इंडिया इज नॉट गोइंग टू यूज दीज 3 पेसर्स, क्योंकि अगर शमी बीसीटी के लिए फिट नहीं हुए, then you are taking these 3 pacers, Bumrah, Akashdeep, and so if we go to the BJT without Shami, then you're relying on Bumrah, Akashdeep and Siraj as your frontline pacers. आपको 4 पेसर तो frontline चाहिए. You have to take 5 pacers to BGT. So we are hoping Shami is fit. नहीं तो मुकेश कुमार comes into the picture. Prasidh Krishna is not there. Then you're thinking about आपको खलील को लेके जाना है, नहीं लेके जाना है. There are many names that could go on as a 5th pacer. Mayank Yadav है, हर्षित राणा है. So much is happening. India A का squad क्या होगा ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए, उस पर भी बहुत कुछ डिपेंड करता है. I think the seniority factor went into this particular selection. Siraj is a senior bowler, Akashdeep is relatively young on the international scene, इसीलिए पहले सिराज को खिला देते हैं. Now that backfired. हम केएल राहुल वगैरह की हम बात करते हैं. Let's talk about Siraj as well. Gigi, what do you think? Siraj, he needs to be given a bit of a dose कि boss आप क्या कर रहे हो? Because I was watching on when we were bowled out for 46. Their score was 70 for 1 or 70 for something like that. And he's picking a fight with the batter. भाई आप स्कोर कार्ड तो देख लो. आपकी टीम 46 पे आउट हो गई है, उनका 70 पे एक बंदा आउट हुआ है, and you're fighting. मतलब तुम आप पे घूर रहे हो, सब कुछ है. You're mouthing off the batter. What is really happening? So does he need to be given a dose and said कि okay मियां भाई थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स करो, थोड़ा सा बॉलिंग पे कंसंट्रेट करो, क्योंकि आपकी परफॉर्मेंस जो है बहुत अप एंड डाउन हो रही है. जी, योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस?
आई थिंक सिराज का डेफिनेटली परफॉर्मेंस नीचे आया है एंड देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ क्लैमर कि उनको रिप्लेस किया जाए. और अगर जैसा मोहम्मद शमी बॉलिंग डाल रहे हैं सेंटर विकेट पे वहां पे, और मतलब ही इज क्विकली रिकवरिंग हिज फिटनेस, which is actually quite mysterious considering what Rohit Sharma, what all he said in the press conference, virtually ruling him out of the Australia tour, and it seems that वो शायद 1-2 रणजी मैच खेल के फिट हो जाएंगे. तो मुझे लगता है कि शमी, बुमराह और आकाशदीप डेफिनेटली हमारे फर्स्ट 3 फास्ट बॉलर्स होंगे ऑस्ट्रेलिया में इन द 11 with the 2 spinners if we deem it necessary, possible that both the spinners play, because it also strengthens our batting. ये मैच को छोड़ दीजिए, दोनों फेल हो गए बैट से, बट बाय एंड लार्ज बोथ कैन कंट्रीब्यूट वेल. सो आई थिंक सिराज डेफिनेटली पीछे हैं, जबकि यही सिराज थे जिन्होंने लास्ट विजिटी में इतना इनएक्सपीरियंस होते हुए भी अटैक लीड किया था अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया, एंड आई थिंक ही वाज one of the heroes of the Gabba victory and our come from behind overall, victory. So I mean, the decline in his abilities is actually quite sad to see, because he's actually a very good bowler, and I mean last year अगर हम देखें ना, जिस तरह से he completely blew away Sri Lanka in the Asia Cup final, we all saw that, and when he gets his line going, he's a brilliant bowler, but definitely I think he needs a break, and I thought that अगर आपको तीन स्पिनर खिलाने ही थे तो अक्षर पटेल would have been a better choice than Kuldeep Yadav, purely because Akshar strengthens your batting, and also is somebody who will not concede too many runs and stick to a line and sort of maintain that pressure. So thoda sa India got their things wrong apart from, of course, choosing to bat first in overcast conditions, in wet conditions.
I want to touch on that point that you made, perfect points, but I also want to touch on that point you made about Akshar Patel, क्योंकि अभी जब second test के लिए addition हुआ है, we've got Washington Sundar, and let's shift our focus, because there's a lot of chatter about potential changes, etc. But Washington Sundar has been picked. He scored 150 odd against Delhi in the Ranji Trophy. So मुझे logic नहीं समझ आया है. I think maybe a backup. I don't know. Maybe a replacement for Kuldeep as somebody who spins, off spinner, who can bat a bit, etc. But अक्षर ने क्या किया, क्योंकि ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अगेंस्ट उसने मैच सेविंग और मैच विनिंग बैटिंग की है, and he's picked up wickets. So let's start focusing on the second test. पहले तो ये बात करते हैं कि पुणे की पिच कैसे होने वाली है. जीजी, it's your domain. Let's go to you and then let's take Sahil. पुणे की पिच में क्या होने वाली है?
Well, पुणे की पिच जो है उस पर कुछ मुझे लगता है कि अब यहाँ से जो है हम थोड़ी सी अखाड़ा क्रिकेट देख सकते हैं, जो हमारे यहाँ पिछले 10 साल से हो रही है, जब से अश्विन आया है इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में, जिसमें कि मतलब हम विकेट इस तरह के बनाते हैं कि वो उबड़ खबड़ होती है और बॉल पड़ के, इट हेल्प्स स्पिनर्स अ लॉट, इट हेल्प्स स्पिनर्स, गिव्स अ ट्रेमेंडस अमाउंट ऑफ हेल्प टू द स्पिनर्स, बिकॉज आई थिंक वी नीड वन मोर विन एटलीस्ट टू क्वालिफाई फॉर द WTC फाइनल. तो अगर वो हमारा एम है तो डेफिनेटली हमको स्पिनिंग ट्रैक को उस तरह का चाहिए होगा, क्योंकि हमने देखा है कि न्यूजीलैंड, आई थिंक दैट वाज द आइडिया ऑफ रोहित व्हेन ही डिसाइडेड टू प्ले 3 स्पिनर्स, बिकॉज ही सॉ द हाउ द श्रीलंका में किस तरह से न्यूजीलैंड के बैट्समैन सकम किए स्पिन के अगेंस्ट. तो आई थिंक वही चीज वो लेके चल रहे थे और लेकिन वो विकेट ने उनको सपोर्ट नहीं किया, और प्लस उनके डिसीजन ने शायद अब ये यहाँ पर इस तरह का विकेट बनाकर, और मुझे इस तरह का एक खतरनाक विकेट ध्यान आ रहा है, आई थिंक 2016-17 सीरीज में ऑस्ट्रेलिया केम हियर, एंड आई थिंक देयर वाज अ लिटिल नोन बॉलर जो बाद में भी लिटिल नोन ही रहे, लेकिन उन्होंने बहुत विकेट ले लिए थे उस मैच में. ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिनर थे. आई एम जस्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ द कप पर कौन था, हाँ. सो लेकिन इसमें एक ही चक्कर है चेतन की, हम भी स्पिन के बहुत अच्छे प्लेयर नहीं है आज की डेट में. तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम मे बी यशस्वी, सरफराज, रोहित, will the likes of Virat and all, will they be comfortable on a wicket which is treacherously turning? That remains to be seen.
आप अगर ऐसे रैंक टर्नर बना दोगे, पहले तो आप एक सवाल दे दो कि will there a chance of बुमराह resting in any match? Short answer, Gaurav.
Sorry.
Any chance of Bumrah resting in any match?
Bumrah, I doubt. I think they're completely focused on winning the WTC, qualifying for the WTC final. And I think जब तक वो नहीं हो जाता, मुझे नहीं लगता कि बुमराह को रेस्ट देंगे ये लोग. मुझे लगता है कि he'll be at it.
Yeah, I think 1-0 down होने की वजह से India has shot itself in the foot कि आपको अब बुमराह जैसा वेपन आपके पास है, आपको पॉइंट्स चाहिए, क्योंकि आप चाहोगे. WTC की बात उठी है तो यहाँ पे हम बात कर ही लें. आप नहीं क्योंकि अब ये मैच हारने की वजह से now you have to at least win 1 and draw 1 in Australia, if not win 2 in Australia. And then obviously you're depending on how Sri Lanka does in South Africa. Sri Lanka has to play against South Africa away, and Sri Lanka has to play Australia at home just before the Champions Trophy. So how Sri Lanka does in South Africa is going to have a big bearing on India's fortune and what India does in Australia. So you don't want to go to Australia, needing to win 3 test matches or whatever. वो हमने किया है, we've done well in Australia last 2 tours, but फालतू में अपने आप ही मतलब उसको टफ क्यों बनाना, राइट? लेकिन आदत है इंडियन टीम की, बट ठीक है. सो माय पॉइंट इज कि बुमराह को रेस्ट कराना अब शायद थोड़ा मुश्किल दिखाई देता है. साहिल, व्हाट हैव यू हर्ड पुणे की पिच क्या होने वाली है? बिकॉज़ लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, अगर आप रैंक टर्नर बना रहे हो, देन एनीबॉडी कैन स्पिन इट यार. You know, Kane Williamson might be bowling and he can. Michael Clark ने भी fiver लिया हुआ है, sixer लिया हुआ है. You know, it's been 20 years, but लिया हुआ है, right? So anybody can turn the ball. The match can finish in 2 days, and your margin of error is smaller, and anybody can get anybody out. So will India risk that?
No, I don't think they have an option. They need a wicket which favors their bowlers more right now. Batting, I think it will be an even contest. आप दोनों sides में अगर देखोगे, New Zealand also have batters, Daryl Mitchell, Devon Conway. They are all good players of spin, so you just can't take them very lightly. I think it's going to be about who has the better spinners, and clearly India has those. Now Pune black soil, yaar, the bounce will not be same as a Chinnaswamy or a Chennai track which we have seen in the home season so far. So black soil means bounce utna nahi rehne wala, and Sarfaraz will definitely enjoy batting on a surface like this. So I think it's about time you take that tough call if it is required, because on a pitch like Pune, I think Sarfaraz must play, and no matter how much it turns there, I think we have better spinners. And you just spoke about Washington. I think it was a mindless selection. Absolutely mindless selection. If at all Ashwin is carrying a niggle, which we are not sure about, if he's a backup for Ashwin, Washington Sundar is not your wicket-taking red ball spinner anymore. मैं उसको 4 दिन बॉल डालता वो देखा रणजी ट्रॉफी में, लाइव टेलीकास्ट में देख रहा था. यस, द विकेट वाज हाईवे नंबर NH24 बना रखा था यहाँ, पता नहीं क्या पिच सोच के बनाया होम मैच के लिए, बट वो वॉशिंगटन सुंदर, सॉरी बॉस, यू हैड सारांश एंड तनुष कोटियान, वो विकेट लेना जानते हैं दोनों लाल बॉल से यार, एंड तनुष कोटियान, जीजी हैज बीन फॉलोइंग हिम सिंस फॉरएवर नाउ. सो वॉशिंगटन सुंदर को आप किस बेस पे डाल रहे हो? 150 पे डाल रहे हो, आपको बैटिंग लंबा करना है, मतलब क्या लॉजिक क्या था? सो अगर तो आपको नेट में बेटर प्रिपरेशन चाहिए फिंगर स्पिनर के लिए, वो अलग बात है, वरना इट्स अ माइंडलेस सिलेक्शन. वॉशिंगटन सुंदर इन द टेस्ट स्क्वाड, आई डोंट सी एनी लॉजिक इन दैट, बिकॉज he will not give you wickets with the ball for sure.
Yeah. Since yesterday, I've been scratching my head. What is the logic there, Washington Sundar? क्योंकि अगर आपको wicket taking spinner चाहिए और अश्विन नहीं है, you would rather go with Jadeja, Akshar, and Kuldeep Yadav as your troika.
If Ashwin is not fit, you wanted an off spinner, तो भाई वो तनुष कोटियान और इन सबको आप ट्राई कर रहे हो ना, दिलीप ट्रॉफी खिला दो उनको.
But you will still want somebody who's played Test cricket, ना यार. You just don't throw a freebie in. You know, you don't throw a debutant in. आपके पास 3 स्पिनर हैं, ठीक है. आपके पास जडेजा है, अक्षर है.
मतलब मत ही डालो. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ वॉशिंगटन को डालने का नीड ही नहीं था. इसीलिए I'm saying if at all there is some niggle with Ashwin.
Yeah, which is why I want to Manuja,
because she would have seen him, you know, moving around on the field. But मतलब I don't know, वरना क्या reason है?
Yeah, so we have a comment as well कि forget the upset bit. He was smashed by Southie and all. ठीक है यार, everybody gets smashed. It's not that big a deal. It's about the fitness. Is there a fitness scare for Ashwin, Manuja? Did you spot something? And what do you make of this Washington Sundar Washington Sundar selection? We have a very fantastic comment क्योंकि मैं सोच रहा था ये कोई ना कोई तो बोलेगा ही. Sundar is BGT nostalgia quota. What are your thoughts?
One thing with Ashwin is you don't know whether he has a niggle or not, because he feels the same way. So you know there are runs guaranteed when Ashwin is around. But Washington Sundar, the only way I look at it is one, your pack of traveling reserves are essentially pacers.
Yeah, okay.
So you probably needed somebody, to give you that off-spin option in the nets. Like you said, I don't see him making it the 11 even at the expense of Ashwin.
Okay. Even if he's unfit, you don't see Sundar.
Even if he's unfit, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Mitchell Santner is ready, says Ravi Shankar Kumar. कभी-कभी तो लगता ही नहीं है कि रवि शंकर इंडियन है. More than the pitches, batters need confidence before going to BJT. So hopefully same pitch. नहीं boss, आप पाटा wicket. I don't know. I like the Bangalore pitch.
बना ही नहीं सकते. That's the beauty of
it. I like the Bangalore pitch.
Soil is different, texture is different. Yeah. Until unless आप cement roll कर दो, वो अलग बात.
What he probably means is कि you
I get it.
Yeah. You don't make it a rant, but is it so bad? I'll get all 3 of your opinions. Let's say you are Rohit Sharma और Gigi तो Gigi है, तो let's get your opinion. आपको second test में pitch decide करनी है. What pitch will you go for? Let's start with Gigi.
अगर ये राहुल द्रविड़ कोच होते अभी भारतीय टीम के, तो अभी तक ऑलरेडी पुणे फ्लाइट लेके पहुंच चुके होते, सीधा ग्राउंड जाते और फिर वहां क्यूरेटर को बोलते बॉस अब तुम विकेट को सब जो है रोल बोल ये वो करना बंद करो और जितना ब्रश मार के इसको उबड़ खाबड़ कर सकते हो, जैसे भी कर सकते हो करो। हाँ हाँ, वो वहीं पहुंच जाते हो।
Just like Pakistan, वो राहुल द्रविड़ would have taken fans वहाँ पे। आज वो रावलपिंडी के पिच पे हीटर नहीं लगे हुए हैं, रावलपिंडी के पिच पे हीटर लगे हुए हैं। So yeah,
that is very interesting actually। हाँ, वो आई थिंक वो पाकिस्तान से पंखे मंगवाने चाहिए हमको भी, और वो ब्रश तो वो एंटीक पंखे। So like that, but yeah, I hope it is a sporting good pitch यार। मतलब at the end of the day ठीक है, they beat you fair and square यार, मतलब beat them on a good wicket। You're going to Australia, तुम सडनली अखाड़ों पे खेल के वहां पर आप जाओगे और वहां पर बाउंसी ट्रैक्स होंगे, वो चीज भी देखो, फिर आपके बैट्समैन को एडजस्ट करने में तकलीफ होगी। तो ठीक है, प्ले गुड क्रिकेट एंड विन यार। I mean you can come back, your team has pretty a damn good batting lineup, it's just one odd failure and I mean you've lost a test match to them after 36 years। So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आप मतलब सीरीज ही हार गए या कुछ, एक वन आउट टेस्ट मैच हारे हो, ठीक है। गुड टीम सफर दोस ऑड डिफीट्स, सो आई थिंक वी शुड स्टिक टू अ गुड विकेट।
ओके साहिल, योर थॉट्स?
No, I've always believed that India के अंदर I really want to see pitches which start turning from day 2 last session or day 3 morning session यार। मतलब वो typical Indian subcontinent tracks which I at least have grown up watching cricket on। I thoroughly enjoyed contests on that यार। You could kind of look ahead to games and थोड़ा sense दिखता था। You can't play cricket on pitches like इंदौर यार। मतलब वहाँ क्या हो रहा था, टॉड मर्फी
और मतलब that match Steve O'Keefe वाला match।
No, मैं थोड़ा recency bias की तरफ जा रहा हूँ। Like इंदौर pitch was horrible। और अगर आप ऐसा कुछ पुणे में करने वाले हो, अब मैं और जीजी राजकोट में वो गेम कर रहे थे इंडिया इंग्लैंड का, क्या ब्यूटीफुल विकेट था यार। मतलब मजा है, रिवर्स हो रहा है, टर्न हो रहा है, बैटर्स 100 भी मार रहे हैं, वहां पे टीम को कमबैक का भी मौका मिल रहा है, एक पीरियड आ रहा है जहां पे आपको एट्रिशन क्रिकेट देखने को मिल रही है। आई थिंक ऑल दैट इज पॉसिबल ओनली इन इंडिया। Like subcontinent as a whole, yes, but Pakistan have gone एकदम weird इस टाइम, श्रीलंका के एकदम टर्नर पे जा रहे हैं, तो इंडिया में अभी भी चांस है वैसा क्रिकेट देखने का। So have a pitch like that, but I highly doubt it will be possible। मतलब पुणे में मेरे को black soil, I don't know, probably black soil are very weird to me। मेरे को मतलब कभी black soil विकेट समझ नहीं आता, मतलब कुछ भरोसा नहीं है black soil विकेट का, तो इसीलिए मैं
even रोहित शर्मा को विकेट नहीं समझ में आया, चिंता मत करो, एलीट कंपनी।
And जीजी भाई, इसके अंदर जीजी चेतन मनुजा, we haven't discussed this, but मैं रोहित का प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस सुन रहा फर्स्ट डे वाला, मनुजा तो वहीं पे थी, वो आती आपने एकदम ऐसा ऑप्टिक्स के लिए यू प्लेड टू द गैलरी दैट तलवार निकालो, ये सब करो, and people are praising that he's taking it on the chin। Boss, you haven't addressed the fact that your batters were very shoddy in the first, they just couldn't last one hour। मतलब आप इतना अपनी हंसी मजाक में डाउन प्ले कर देते हो और लोग कैप्टन
नहीं, एक मिनट साहिल, सी I'll interject here, sorry about that। I think कभी कभार आपको हंसी मजाक चाहिए। Let's be honest, आप देखो एडलेड में जब 36 ऑल आउट हुआ था, रवि शास्त्री what did he do? He said it's done, it's dusted। legendary quote, it's done, it's dusted, you move on, you look to the next test match। 46 ऑल आउट का आप क्या डिस्कस कर लोगे यार? Nothing work।
मतलब बोलो भाई, बैटर को बैटिंग नहीं आता, बोलो बॉल हिलता है तो ये हिलते हैं, बोलो ना इनका बैट नहीं हिलता जब बॉल हिलता है यार। देखो एजेस लगता हुआ स्लो मोशन का वीडियो देखो, चेतन बैट एंगल पे एज को मीट कर रहा है, बैट इज मीटिंग एट एन एंगल, क्लियरली मतलब बेसिक कि बल्ला सीधा लेके आओ जब बॉल हिल रहा है, बेसिक।
what I'm trying to say is कि अगर 46 ऑल आउट दो अगली बार भी होता है अगले टेस्ट मैच में, then you think about it, but what I'm trying to say is 46 all out is a freak score। you don't think too much about it, you move on and say okay, you know what, we want to do better। They did better in the second innings, although we had a collapse, we did put on 462 or 446 or whatever, we did put on 462 on the board। so my point is कि they did better in decent conditions। So that was a freak show, and let's not ponder too much on that, because now let's अभी और कलेश बाकी है यार एपिसोड में हमारे आज के। Manuja, let's start with
Sahil,
that,
but
okay?
I'll tell you one thing।
Next question, yeah।
Those 168 minutes of horror show on the ground, done and dusted।
Yeah.
The most entertaining on the day was 10 minutes of Rohit Sharma's press conference।
Yeah, yes. I can understand. I can totally understand that।
Yeah.
And one thing is, he was not meant to come for the press conference. He offered to come.
He came. Yeah, that I think was really amazing।
I think you didn't want to feed anybody else to the dogs। Yeah. You said, I'll come there and take it. Great
Usually
PR.
They would have sent the fielding coach.
somebody, an assistant coach
पिछले
is
रेजिम्स में
supposed
तो
to.
होता है ऐसे ही, पिछले रेजिम्स में वही होता.
मैंने पूरा फील्डिंग कोच एक्सपेक्ट किया था. एनीवे, अभी तक बहुत नॉर्मल कॉन्वर्सेशन हुई है. You know, let's bring some masala, let's bring some fire into the episode. But no comment. Second test in Gill, Washington Sundar, बताओ. आकाशदीप, okay, out. केएल राहुल तो आउट तो पहले ही था वो, ठीक है. कुलदीप यादव, सिराज, forget everything, forget वो हमने डिस्कस कर लिया. Washington, Gill is a shoe-in. Gill will play. Will Sarfaraz play or not play? Will KL play or not play? Let's start on that. Manuja, being a Bangalorean, of course, you've covered KL Rahul so much and everything. What is really happening? Is he getting too much criticism? Is it getting to him? What's really happening, and what do you think? Should KL Rahul be in the second test or not?
I think he should be. There are many Indian legends who got the long rope in Indian cricket. He's not the only one who's not performing, and this has nothing to do with me being a Bangalorean. Definitely,
Go ahead.
if you look at the way he played, he lacked confidence. You're unsure of what you're doing on the pitch. Both the occasions where he's gotten out, he's played it late. Obviously, there is some amount of lack of confidence, but in Pune, where do you fit him?
In Pune,
where do you fit him in this thing? It will be brutal to drop Sarfaraz. He comes back. Where do you fit in KL Rahul?
Okay, KL Rahul को KL Rahul को कहाँ फिट करेंगे? हमने ये बात की है कि KL Rahul कॉन्फिडेंस में नहीं दिखाई दे रहे हैं. You know, confidence is one thing. हमने ये पहले भी डिस्कस किया था. साहिल and Gigi was also there, I think. He's thinking too much. Clarity नहीं है माइंड में कि करना क्या है. Although जो देख रहे हैं उनको क्लियर है कि क्या करना है, which is something very weird, right? कि आप देख रहे हो मैच, आपको लगता है कि हाँ यार ये करना चाहिए. Of course, it's easy to sit on the outside and say कि हाँ ये करना चाहिए. But at the same time, Sahil, I'll get your thoughts on this quickly. KL Rahul, is he thinking too much? And is it time that we say, okay, boss, आप थोड़ा बाहर बैठ के Sarfaraz needs to play? How do you drop Sarfaraz after this?
No, I think we have been one of the cooler team managements. We have dropped Ishan Kishan after he scored a double 100. We brought KL Rahul as a wicket keeper when Ishan was supposed to play in that series because we thought KL has a more watertight technique than Ishan Kishan. And right now, KL Rahul, there's not a Sarfaraz Khan breathing down his neck. He's just eating his neck right now, यार. अभी मतलब ये कोर्ट में खुद ही बना दिया, मतलब ये किसी किताब में मैं पढ़ा नहीं. वो गर्दन खा जाएगा इस टाइम जैसा वो बैटिंग कर रहा है. आप उसको कैसे बाहर बिठा सकते हो? अगर वो प्लेयर बैक करता तब भी आप दो बार सोचते यार. You just can't bench Sarfaraz Khan right now. 150 runs was no joke, and the way he played that knock, that inverted wagon wheel, boss, he played with some audacity there यार. वहां पे वो गली और थर्ड मैन वाला जो गैप था उसको थ्रेड कर ही जा रहा है बारी बारी. It showed how much he was in control riding the bounce. मतलब उसको पता था one bad shot could have been an outside edge, yaar. Who knows? It was such a high risk percentage shot, but he kept playing that over and over again. So speaks volumes about the confidence which Manuja is talking about, which is not on KL Rahul's side. So long story cut short, drop KL Rahul for this test. I'm not saying he's no longer in a test scheme of things. Right now, you can't bench Sarfaraz Khan. Now it will be grossly unfair to bench. Don't act cool now. Don't act cool and bench Sarfaraz now.
जी योर थॉट्स. कॉन्फिडेंस की बात अलग है क्योंकि आप अपने शॉट्स खेल रहे हो, लेकिन जैसा हमने बात किया केएल राहुल के बारे में, क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट. सरफराज के पास वो क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट है कि उसको क्या करना है, किस सिचुएशन में करना है, चाहे सिचुएशन कैसी भी हो, उसको जो करना है उसको मालूम है, एंड ही फॉलोड इट अप विद दैट. व्हाट इज योर थॉट ऑन दिस?
I think he should just be released from the squad and asked to play in domestic cricket, get back amongst runs, get back some time in the middle. ये फिट करना है, कैसे भी करके उनको अकोमोडेट करना है यार. वो कहाँ, मतलब क्या है, मुझे मालूम है कि बहुत he's a extremely gifted player and I'm really fond of his batting and I've loved covering him over the years. But ये इतना ज्यादा मौलिक कटिंग अगेन मुझे समझ नहीं आती है कि इतने जबरदस्त भी वो प्लेयर लेजेंड नहीं है. वो a good player, a terrific player, but right now he's short of runs, he's short of confidence. Please release him from the squad. Allow Sarfaraz to flourish. He just scored a 150. आप फिर से उसको बिठा देंगे, फिर उसको लाएंगे 3-4 मैच. It's so tough on him also, यार. He has answered every question in the book. He's answered questions around his fitness, this, that, everything. अब कर रहा है बंदा, आप सडनली आप उसको फिर से बिठा दोगे, शुभमन गिल फिट होके आ जाएंगे. I mean, the lineup sorts itself out, and ask Rahul to get some runs because Australia tour is coming. He should work hard and win his place back in the side. Yeah, what's the big deal? I mean, he's a good player. I'm sure he'll do well in domestic cricket and eventually in international cricket when he comes back.
Okay, so I think it's very obvious कि आप उनको क्योंकि रणजी ट्रॉफी चल रहा है, you have to take advantage of it. इतना बड़ा टूर आ रहा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, आप किसी प्लेयर को नहीं ले रहे हैं, like Manuja said,
you know, you have to which Chetan, I've seen him score a triple hundred in Ranji Trophy. I've seen Rahul, I've seen KL Rahul in similar conditions score a triple hundred in a Ranji Trophy match. And see, also you're talking about Sarfaraz. Sarfaraz actually set a template for the players to come in the second innings, especially in the gap between third man. And Rahul got one very nice shot there. I think it was Matt Henry. One of the only force that I think couple of force, one of the force that went in there. You know, that placement that he had. After that, it looked like he had many brain fade moments.
ओके सो अगेन वही बात है ना कि कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है और क्लैरिटी नहीं है. आप कानपुर टेस्ट मैच में देखो, केएल राहुल के पास क्लैरिटी थी कि उसको क्या करना है. ही जस्ट नीड टू कम एट द क्रीज एंड जस्ट स्मैश द बॉल, एंड ही डिड दैट. एंड you thought कि oh my god, what a good player. And whenever he's on song, KL Rahul is $100, you know, 100 out of 100. what a brilliant batter he is. But वो moments बहुत far and few between हो गए हैं when he is that brilliant batter, right? So that consists, हम सिराज के लिए वेरिएबल की बात करते हैं ना, सेम चीज वो खेल के साथ, और उसका वेरिएंस तो और भी बड़ा है, वो इतना बड़ा है, you know, that variance. So however, there is a comment here and I think we need to discuss this because considering BJP, this is going to be very very important क्योंकि Rishabh Pant had that knock on his knee, did not keep wickets. Dhruv Jurel was keeping wickets. We know KL Rahul can keep wickets. And the team management trusts him. I don't know if they trust him to keep wickets in Indian conditions or not. Overseas they did. What is the situation there? Let's get all your thoughts. Manuja, we'll start with you. Did you think from Rohit Sharma's comments that Rishabh Pant might not play the second test match? Not because he's not fit. They don't want to risk him. They don't want to put too much pressure on his knee, like he said. कि बार-बार up and down करना पड़ेगा, keeping करना पड़ेगा. You know, you're doing up and down million times as a keeper. What are your thoughts? Because if Pant is rested, then KL Rahul might keep and Sarfaraz will also play.
Yeah. One thing is, I think Dhruv Jurel was outstanding. Both the innings that he kept, he was very good. Pant, even when he was batting, you could make out that you know, he had that he was limping around. He was hesitant to take that second run. Like Rohit said, he was looking for the stands all the time. There's a very important thing that Rohit spoke about, trauma. So I think not necessarily physical, but also mentally, there are certain stumbling blocks in Pant's head in terms of you know, him going out there, because that knock that he took on his, this thing was directly on his knee when he went up in the
directly
first innings. So when he came, I think he did come out to bat. You know, he was knocking a few balls. Sahil, you remember we spoke about that. So when tea break. So he knew he had to come out there. I don't think if the situation did not demand, he probably wouldn't have come. He came out, he batted with this thing, but I won't be surprised if they decide, especially given, you know, it's a turner and stuff like that, if they'll want to preserve Pant and manage him, because he's really a long-term investment right now. How do you use it?
Okay, perfect. यहाँ पे ध्रुव जुरेल का भी क्वेश्चन आ जाता है. साहिल एंड जीजी, बिफोर यू आर गेटिंग योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस, जुरेल मैग्निफिसेंट कीपर, हमने इंग्लैंड सीरीज में भी देखा, हमने इस टेस्ट मैच में भी देखा. You know, he's keeping to spinners, pacers, everything. He's not making any mistakes. And also his batting, England के against जो 90 वो बनाया था, that was an amazing knock. So he can bat well. Obviously, we know that. He keeps well. And if they really wanted KL Rahul to keep, अगर पंत keep नहीं कर रहा था बेंगलुरु में, तो why didn't Rahul keep? Why did Dhruv Jurel keep? You know my thought process here. So what are your thoughts? कि KL Rahul को आप साइड ही करो, जैसे जीजी ने बोला है कि रणजी ही भेजो, get Dhruv Jurel in and Sarfaraz in and Gill in. make these changes. What are your thoughts?
No, I think first thing is very clear that KL isn't going to keep on Indian wickets, and I don't even see him keeping in red ball anymore. चाहे इंडिया में चाहे बाहर, वो अब होने से रहा.
तो पंत आ गया ना, तो पंत आ
पंत
गया.
आया ना है, मतलब आपने ध्रुव जुरेल को भी तैयार कर दिया. ईशान किशन भी रणजी में 100 मारा भी, झारखंड वाले मैच के लिए भी. आई एम फॉरगेटिंग द ऑपोजिशन, इट वाज जस्ट इन माय माउथ, मैं नाम भूल गया यार, कहां उसने 100 मारा है अभी. ही स्कोर्ड 100 इन दिस गेम. विराट सिंह स्कोर 100. आई फॉरगॉट द ऑपोजिशन. सो Ishan Kishan has already scored 100. So there's no reason why KL Rahul should be keeping in red ball. I think he should be only focusing on his batting right now. And Dhruv Jurel, his keeping, his batting, his game sense, his temperament is all right up there. Yaar. It's just that the England series became so much about Sarfaraz Khan and his debut that we tend to forget कि ध्रुव जुरेल का भी उसी सीरीज में डेब्यू हुआ था. मतलब वो वीडियोस, मीडिया, अब्बू के साथ रोना धोना, जो एक इमोशनल मूवमेंट हुआ बाउंड्री रोप पे, वो ध्रुव जुरेल का नहीं हुआ यार, बट हार्डशिप उसका भी उतरा था. वो भी फौजी खानदान से आया, सलूट मारा, पर वायरल उसका रील नहीं हुआ. तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं उसका कंट्रीब्यूशन उस सीरीज के अंदर कुछ कम था. आई थिंक ही टू हैज बीन अ प्रॉपर प्लेयर एंड फुल मार्क्स टू द आरआर एकेडमी देयर. आई थिंक जीजी भाई वुड नो कितना उसने काम किया है यार आरआर की एकेडमी में. अभी भी इन लड़कों का जब जितना मैं पूछता हूँ, जब भी ऑफ सीजन होता है, या तो एनसीए जाते हैं, वरना पुराने एनसीए के अंदर मनुजा एंड जीजी बोथ नो बेटर देन मी, वहां पे इतना ओपन स्पेस नहीं रहता कि यू गेट लाइक आप सेंटर विकेट प्रैक्टिस इतना ओपन कर पाओ. दैट्स व्हाई दे गो टू दैट तालेगांव फैसिलिटी, जहां पे आरआर के हाई परफॉर्मेंस कोचेस के साथ दीस बॉयज लाइक रियान पराग गया, ध्रुव जुरेल गया, ये लोग बहुत काम करते हैं यार. एंड कीपिंग जो इसका आप देख रहे हो, दैट हैज बीन माइंडलेस आवर्स स्पेंट यार ऑन ध्रुव जुरेल्स कीपिंग. That's why first take I think वो जब वो बुमराह का बॉल पकड़ा लेफ्ट हाथ से फर्स्ट स्लिप के ऊपर, क्लीन टेक यार, मजा आ गया देख के, मतलब एकदम क्लीन. और आप 11 का बात कर रहे हो, केएल राहुल को बाजू हटाओ, खिलाना है, कहीं भी भेजना है, वो जीजी को बोलो, दूसरे जीजी को बता दे कहाँ भेजो. ये जीजी और उस जीजी के बीच का बात है. मेरे हिसाब से तो सरफू खेलना चाहिए, 3 नंबर शुभमन गिल खेलना चाहिए, कीपर की जगह कीपर खेलना चाहिए. ज्यादा तिन्नकबाजी मत करो यार, इसको कीपिंग करा दो, उसको कीपिंग करा दो, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर डाल दो. क्या फ्री फोकट का सब मजा लेने बैठे हैं भाई. इंडिया का टेस्ट टीम बना रहे हो, बीजीटी जीत रहे हैं 5 टेस्ट मैच. क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया का लॉसेस को प्रॉफिट में आप नहीं बनाना है. बहुत लोग बैठे हैं वहाँ.
हाँ, वो क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया goes into losses every 3 years, then India tours, then they go into profit, and then they spend that profit on the Ashes, then they go into losses again. So this is a cycle that happens with cricket Australia. Before I go to Gigi, Manuja, बहुत लोग ये भी पूछ रहे हैं, KL Rahul touched that pitch at Chinnaswamy. What is the reading on that? What is happening there?
Sorry?
Pitch touch किया वो.
But he always does that, Chetan. It's nothing. Yeah, he always does that. Whether it's a domestic match or this thing, he's always done it.
Okay. Let's get these 2 questions. Yeah. Let's get these 2 questions. First of all, it was not retirement. First of all, एक ये सवाल आ रहा है. I don't know if Sahil or Gigi, have you heard anything about this? Pandya practice football?
पांडे इज नॉट. अरे बॉस, ये मतलब मैं अभी पीछे कहाँ मतलब बात किया हम लोग. चेतन था, मैं जेमी के साथ बात कर रहा था. कहाँ बात कर रहा था? आपको लाल बॉल खेलना था तो आप दिलीप ट्रॉफी खेलते, रणजी ट्रॉफी चल रहा है, आपका बड़ा भाई खेल रहा है, आप उसके साथ खेलते. मतलब अभी आप 1+1 लोग करते हो. ईरानी कब खेल लेते, नहीं खेल रहे तो सीधा बीजीटी खेल लोगे.
नहीं, but Sahil, this is Indian cricket. Things can change overnight like this. Anything is possible.
It doesn't happen like this, Chetan. He has undergone a major back surgery. You want to preserve him for the Champions Trophy.
हमने बात की, देखो, we spoke about it. No, we spoke about it. If he's interested, because Ravi Shastri was talking about this during the first test against Bangladesh, that if he's interested, if his body can take it, first of all, he needs to be interested. Can his body take it? What is the mindset there? These 3 things are very important. If his body can take it and if his mindset is there, why not? He can be ready soon enough, play around or whatever. So
what happened when he came back? Chetan, very quickly, ये सर्जरी वाले पीरियड का ही बात का बात है. मुझे याद है जब इसका कमबैक का बात चल रहा था, सर्जरी के बाद he was coming to play the first season for MI after surgery. Feb-March के टाइम he got that return to play card from the NCA. बीसीसीआई प्रेसिडेंट सौरव गांगुली ने बोला कि इट विल बी आइडियल इफ ही प्लेज सम रणजी ट्रॉफी मैचेस फर्स्ट. उसने बोला बाजू उठा तेल लगाने में, मूवमेंट के लिए खेलूंगा आके. सीधा खेला वो रणजी ट्रॉफी तब बीसीसीआई प्रेसिडेंट के कहने पे. अभी मतलब हम आप कुछ भी कहो यार, ही नोज हिज बॉडी बेटर.
I'll just say that period, whatever the BCCI president said, I'm not gonna put too much weightage on that. Gigi, we'll close the show with a comment from you, Shami. Final comment on Shami from all of you guys. How important is it for him to come back? How just to tell our viewers, we're not taking any IPL related questions today. We're not going to take any IPL related questions today. We're just talking Test cricket. We're talking India, New Zealand. IPL ke liye bahut time hai. We can talk about it tomorrow and all. So hold on to your horses with KKR and this and that. Oh yeah, let's talk about this. How did we miss this? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for pointing this out. What a great day. Gigi, let's start with you. What a great day for New Zealand cricket. We all love New Zealand cricket, right? We are big fans of New Zealand cricket. For many Indians, it's almost their second team. But what a great day. They beat India, winning after 1988, a test match in Indian soil. But then after 2000, what was it? 2010, right? Or 2000, sorry, 2000. After 2000, they won the 2000 ODI World Cup. They have won the T20 World Cup. What a great day. Did you watch the final?
Well, absolutely. And I think Amelia Kerr deserves full credit. तो थोड़ा मतलब क्योंकि मुंबई इंडियंस के लिए खेलती हैं तो मुझे थोड़ा सा अच्छा लग रहा है कि उन्होंने इतना बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया उन्होंने बैट और बॉल से.
IPL ले ही आए तुम बीच में.
WPL. तो शायद हमारी भी लड़कियां कुछ सीखे उनको देख के, उनका कमिटमेंट और स्किल देख के, और कुछ हमारा भला हो वुमेन्स क्रिकेट फील्ड पे. बट कमिंग बैक टू शमी, थोड़ा मिस्टीरियस है मेरे को. मैं साहिल से वही कह रहा था कि यार ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि एक तो रोहित शर्मा कह रहे हैं कि वो तो बिल्कुल उनका तो बहुत ही मुश्किल लग रहा है यार, ये वो है, नी सोलन है. और हमारे यहाँ स्टोरी भी की थी अरानी बासु ने, जो कि काफी सही निकली, क्योंकि जैसा उन्होंने बोला, रोहित ने ऑलमोस्ट कंफर्म किया उनकी स्टोरी को कि भाई नी सोलन है, ही हैज टू प्ले अ कपल ऑफ मैचेस एटलीस्ट, दिस दैट. और आप शमी उसके बाद, और मुझे लगता है रोहित की बात सुन के और गुस्सा होकर और बढ़िया से नेट में बॉलिंग डाल रहे हैं, सेंटर पिच में भी डाल रहे हैं, बोल रहे हैं यार बस एक तो रणजी ट्रॉफी मैच खेलूंगा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाना मेरा पक्का है. You would rather say in public that boss, we are just waiting for this guy to go at full tilt and his rehab is going very nice. Unless you're trying to fool Australia by saying that अरे यार हमारा पता नहीं शमी आएगा नहीं आएगा, और सडनली आपने उसको अनलीश कर दिया, by the second test. So ये मुझे थोड़ा सा weird लगा, but definitely I think Shami is on his way.
Okay, Sahil, just a point here. The fact that he went to the center wicket after India lost and 1 घंटे का वो session किया, and बवाल हुआ था, he tweeted and everything. Chavi, right? Yeah, go ahead. Your comment on that.
वो कुछ नहीं भाई, वो he was making a statement there. वो अभिषेक नायर को पैड अप करा के पहले बॉल डाला, फिर शुभमन गिल को पैड, मतलब वो एक शो चल रहा था, वो एक शो चालू था, और वो that was an exhibition not just for Indian cricket management, coach, captain, selectors. वो एक रिमाइंडर था गुजरात टाइटंस को 10 दिन पहले बिफोर द डेडलाइन ऑफ द प्लेयर लिस्ट इज फाइनलाइज्ड. सो अभी हम लोग, मतलब वो अरानी के साथ जो उसका डिस्कशन हुआ, हम लोग सोचते हैं कि प्लेयर सिर्फ बीजीटी के बारे में सोच रहा है, उसका एंग्जाइटी इज आल्सो अबाउट IPL ऑक्शन है यार, कि वहां 12-13 करोड़ का फटका लगने वाला है अगर मैं यहाँ पे नहीं करता. आज वो कल बैंगलोर था, आज वो एक हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट क्लिनिक का ऐड करने के लिए आया. ही वाज जेनरस इनफ टू टॉक टू पीपल, गिव इंटरव्यूज, क्लियरली बोला यार इन हिज ओन वे, आई एम 100% पेन फ्री. मतलब वो तो ऐसा साउंड करा कि अगले कि नेक्स्ट राउंड के अंदर अपने कजन ब्रदर के साथ वो बंगाल के लिए न्यू बॉल शेयर करेगा. मतलब I
think we'll see him after Diwali break. We'll see him in the Ranji Trophy. I'm confident about that. I also heard that he's targeting the post Diwali Ranji games, and that will be a good time. Might not be ready for the first test, but probably by the second test, that 2-day.
I think Chetan अगर वो दो टेस्ट मिस भी करता है तो वो ब्रेक के बीच में जो एक टॉर गेम है, he can target that tour game. No,
the tour game is before the Adelaide test,
before the third test,
second test,
before the second. हाँ, so that's one thing.
Before the second test.
Yeah, so if he can make that tour game.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For the second test, he might be ready. He might go and play the tour game, the 2-day tour game. Manuja, one final thought on you from you. We have to close. एक ये आप इस क्वेश्चन का जवाब दे दो. Nitish Reddy's performance. We talked about Hardik Pandya, but why not Nitish Reddy? My personal opinion is that he needs to bowl a bit more. And be ठीक है. He's bowled with the red ball. He's played around 19 first class matches. But bowling in Test cricket is a bit different. Yeah, 20. Yeah, bowling with
Yeah,
the.
I think
He might be on the India A team.
yeah, I think he
And
needs to
also, yeah,
A tour. I
just
should
just to follow,
definitely go on the
just to follow.
India A tour.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
just to
think
follow.
it's just jumping the gun to say, let's get Nitish Reddy right now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he needs to spend some time with the A team, and I think that's the shadow tour as well.
Okay. Yeah,
But
exactly.
going
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
Shami yesterday, Chetan, it was quite theatrical.
yeah,
Comes in heavily strapped, stands around there, waits for Shubman to finish on. It was almost like, that whole heavily strapped leg was kind of like, theatrical to say that, you don't know what's
yeah,
coming. But he looked
yeah,
very,
yeah,
very comfortable yesterday. He bowled,
yeah,
full page. His run-up was full. I think, like you all said, Ranji Trophy, and he'd already said this. I think he said this almost 6 weeks ago, where he said, "I will want to play Ranji Trophy."
yeah, yeah.
So I don't see a reason
So
why.
I've heard of, yeah. So I've heard that he might be targeting while I was in Dharamshala, I heard that he might be targeting the Ranji Trophy after the Diwali break. It's just this comment last left arm paces in BGT. Khalil, Arshdeep, Yash Dayal. I think Arshdeep is a bit raw. Yash Dayal, I'll take Sahil's opinion. Last question. And Khalil walked off after the first innings in Dharamshala. उसने सिर्फ एक इनिंग में bowling किया. Second innings में I think he bowled 3 overs something. He got smacked for 5 and over, and then he walked off with a strain. So I'm not sure if he's fit enough or is in form enough to impress the selectors and get selected. Yash Dayal, any possibility, Sahil?
I think Yash Dayal is one amongst the many players जिसका पासपोर्ट और टी शर्ट का साइज तो ले लिया, जितना मैं सुना हूँ 6-7 लड़कों को अप्रोच किया गया है. So passport collection and sizes have already been collected for Australia. So whether it's for the air tour, whether it's for the big series, I'm not entirely sure. But Yash Dayal is fit. Yash Dayal is completely fit, and he had a very valuable 40 for UP lower down the order today. Almost game बचा दिया था यार वो high scoring game के अंदर. वो एकदम कांटे का टक्कर बना दिया. So he's a good bowler यार. अगर विकेट उसके फेवर का हो, he's a good bowler. But again, it takes me back to that discussion we were having with Arani regarding hit the deck bowlers. That's what Shubham is mentioning about. Whether Yash Dayal is suited on pitches like Australia, I think the jury is still out on that. That's the only reservation I have with a bowler जो थोड़ा banana swing mold में, मतलब banana नहीं होता उसका, but ऐसा लहराता हुआ घूमता है वैसा.
Okay. On that note, we'll close today's show. Thank you so much, guys, for your opinion. It's been an extended show. Thank you so much. We covered a variety of topics. We'll be back again. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Manuja. Thank you, Sahil, for joining us, and thanks to all our viewers for sending in your comments. Like I said, कि आज हमने IPL नहीं लिया है, so hopefully tomorrow we'll take some questions on IPL. तो थोड़ा और मसाला बनेगा शो के अंदर. There's a lot of news coming on the IPL, and I'm sure Gigi जाके अभी एक स्टोरी कर देगा जैसे शो खत्म होगा. So we'll hopefully have him soon enough. Hope to have you, Manuja, and Sahil back on the show soon enough as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to all the viewers. Subscribe and Beyond the Boundary.
Guys.